Today we're in this Nissan QASHQAI J10 model, which is the 2012. The customer has an issue with the horn. It's not been working lately. She also reported that the horn does actually work as the garage has tested it for her, but they just can't find the fault. So they said it might be a wiring issue. I'm just going to check some of the fuses and relays just to make sure that everything is actually working. So once the bonnet is open, you're going to check these two fuse boxes here. There's two, we only need one of them. This is the air duct that we need to get out the way. As you can see, the clips are already missing, so somebody must have been in the fuse boxes before and just not replaced them. We're just going to pull that out and set it aside. And this is the fuse box we need, the first one. So this is your horn relay. And this is your horn fuse, which is F34. We're going to pull that one out and just check it, make sure it's not blown. And as you can see there, it's not blown, so it's completely fine and working. Now I know that I have to test the horn relay to see if that's working fine. And I tested that, it was completely normal. It's functioning as it should, which tells me that the issue is somewhere else. So we're going to go further up and do some diagnosing. At which point, when I got in the vehicle, I realized that there's actually no buttons working on the steering wheel, which indicates that there's no power going from the steering wheel to the horn in order to activate it. And usually when this happens, it's the clock spring not carrying the power to the steering wheel and then back, of course, to all the other electronics that it needs. And once I diagnosed it with my scan tool, it actually gave me a code. And the code that showed me is P1564, which is related to the clock spring. So now we're going to go ahead and order a new clock spring. And once that arrives, I'm going to show you how to fit it. So we've now got the part over here. And what we're going to do is pop the airbag off. So you have two entrance holes, one here and one on the other side. And you just want to push those pins over those hooks right there. You push these pins aside and this pops right out, and then you have one groove holding it in there. You just pop that out, and then you disconnect your airbag by pulling this black tab off, and then this comes off, and then just disconnect those two plugs as well. And once you remove the steering wheel, you have three Phillips screws, which is one here, one there, and another one just located here. This one is blank, so you have this one over here. Once you've removed the screw, you can go ahead and separate this part with the top part. Then you have two screws, Phillips screws again, one in there, one in there. And what you want to do with these, you have tabs on there. Can you see one tab there? One tab right there at the bottom. You press them in, and then you should be able to release it. Once they're pressed in, they just pop out like that. Same thing for this side. You can just feel them, to be honest, and just pop it out. This side comes out completely. You want to remove them two and then pull the whole thing out. Try to do it with one hand. Push, there we are. Once you've got that off, you're just going to unpin these wires, unplug that one and them two, and then take the whole thing off. This is the old one and this is the new one that we've bought. And this white connector here clips onto this sensor here. So our new one doesn't come with it, of course. It just comes with the plugs and pins for these two. So what we're going to do is unscrew this one. So you have two screws there. If you can see, Phillips, very small Phillips screws. We're going to undo that and transfer it onto this new one. You also have another one up there. I'm going to take that, transfer it into this one, and then we'll be able to plug this white one back in. Okay, now that we've transferred it over to the new one, I just want to say, if you can see that notch there and there at the bottom, there's a notch there and at the top. It needs to line up with the squibs notch at the top and at the bottom. As you can see, that lines up perfectly. And then we're going to screw it in place. Now that we've done that, this is ready to go back in. Now that we've put everything back in reverse order, you can see the lights light up this time. And then the volume button works. Everything works now, which is perfect. And mainly the horn. As we remove the steering wheel airbag, we've got an airbag light on. We're just doing a quick diagnostic just to erase the fault code, because we know there's nothing actually wrong with the airbag. It's just that it's been disconnected and now it needs to be reset. And that's what we're going to do. As you can see, driver airbag module. We're just going to clear the DTCs and that should go away as soon as it's cleared. There we are. Sorted. Everything's normal. Perfect. So I'm going to give that a once over. Turn the car back on. Clutch down. And there we are. 3, 2, 1. There we are. Sorted.